We're now with Nathan Legler. Nathan, thank you for spending some time with us today and doing this quick interview. We're near Humboldt, Iowa, in the Humboldt County, and again, this area is big corn soybean production. It can yield a lot. Nathan, we pulled one of your corn stalks here, and we were talking about root structure compared to last year. And last year, I'm guessing the roots were deeper for this time of the year. Yep. What are you seeing here?
So this year we've had abundance of moisture on the early season. So really our root strength isn't there. It's not as deep as it was last year. It hasn't had to be because we've had, the moisture. It hasn't been able. Right. It hasn't needed to seek it out. And then another thing we're really starting to see is we've had such a rapid growth in the plant over the last couple weeks, and you'll see throughout the field it's starting to show on some of the ear or on the leaves ends, sudden growth syndrome.
Okay.
And because of that, we're actually our stalk strength isn't there. Okay. Caught up with the rest of the plant.
Right.
So that's one kind of major concern that we're starting to have, because if we get a windstorm that come through, we're worried about not just laying it over, but it could potentially green snap.
Right.
Or because our root strength isn't there, pulling the complete plant out.
Sure.
So
sure.
Those are two of our big concerns right now. We're also sitting with some disease pressure that's starting to creep up. Northern leaf spot has been spotted throughout the area.
Oh, has it? Okay.
With the moisture, and we've had some warm days and cool days, it kind of makes for that perfect storm of disease pressure.
Right.
So,
and this corn here was planted when?
This corn was planted in the first week of May. It's It's actually 101 day maturity.
Plant population?
Between 35,000 and 37,000. I think we ended up right at maybe 36.2.
And you're doing 30-inch spacing?
30-inch spacing. This was conventional tilled. So you bet.
And you don't have any tasseled corn yet? Probably a week away?
No, we're going to be, I think we'll be a little ways away from tasseling.
Okay.
There is some guys that got in first week or after April 12th, okay. And they got in and they were planting some 99-day corn, and I bet they're going to be coming up pretty quickly.
Sure.
So
how does this compare to last year?
I think we're the stuff that was planted at the end of April, beginning of May, is right there with what we were planting last year. Now there's some guys that weren't able to get in because once that rain started coming, it was there, and so I think maybe in a overall sense we're maybe a tad bit behind.
Okay.
But we're getting our growth there. Now we just hope that the plant, kind of keeps up with everything else. Right. So,
do you think that moisture has slowed down the growth a bit?
The cool days and the moisture kind of stunted it, and then we got some warm heat, and that's what really just took the plant off.
Right.
I mean, it just.
Right.
And if we could get some real hot, warm days, it's gonna jump us ahead, and that the cool wet has just kind of made it hibernate a little bit.
Well, a lot of guys have complained about the lack of heat units.
Yep.
Are you behind?
I think so. Just because we've been having days like today where it's it's overcast, it's cool. Yep. We're sitting in July. I should be wearing shorts, and we should be sweating right now, but we don't have
a jacket
that.
On.
So
and today is July 6th, and we did get a nice storm through Iowa. I don't necessarily think that they needed it.
No.
But I think they would have preferred the heat. So.
Yep.
Thank you for your time.
You
now, we're also standing in one of your bean fields. And when was this planted?
This one was planted end of May, towards the end of May.
Okay.
May 20th.
Too wet?
It was just wet.
Yeah. Okay.
We, like a lot of guys, you'll see beans are behind.
Yeah.
We really are. it'd been nice to get in sooner, but that's not the way.
And this was just recently sprayed?
Yep, this was really about every bean field around you go to just got sprayed in the last couple of days, because that's about when you guys were finally able to get in.
Okay.
Because, you know, you go in, you cut tracks or you get stuck, and
Right.
but luckily there's a lot of spraying that went on the last week or so.
So it doesn't sound like you guys got as much moisture in May like some did, but you got the moisture in June, right?
Yeah, and see how it happened is, you know, when we were during planting, it would rain enough to keep us out for a few days.
Okay.
And then about the time it was dry enough to get in, we'd have another shower that come through.
Right.
So, but once we were able to get in, it was a race.
Now I know there's still a lot of growing season left, and anything's possible depending on Mother Nature, but what do you think? On par with last year, maybe below average? Average?
As far as what I think
Yield.
potential yield was going to be, I think we're going to be right along where we were last year. You know, last year we were in the same situations. We had, you know, those 0 spots from water setting, and then there's some spots out in the field that were great.
It's great.
But I think just like last year, the average is going to be about the same.
Right. Okay. Cool. Thank
Yep,
you.
You bet.